Hello everybody and welcome to a review of the newest version of the AIM custom gaming controller. First off, this is an unbiased and unsponsored review, meaning that if they end up putting ads on my video, that is between AIM controllers and Google. That has nothing to do with me. I am making this review of my own free will and everything I say is honest and unbiased. You can trust that much to be sure. I will make some comparisons to the Scuff gaming controller while reviewing this controller just to have something to compare it to as far as custom gaming controllers. Now, what I ordered with this controller was the smart triggers, the remappable paddles, and also I had them remove the rumble pack so that it would be a little bit lighter of a controller. The paddles on the back you'll see are very similar to the Scuff controller paddles, except for they're a lot less likely to break. I actually have a video about how this Scuff controller paddle broke while I was using it. I promise you that was no fun. There'll be a link to that. These seem a lot less likely to break. It doesn't seem like a sturdier plastic, and yes, it is plastic back here on the back, and the trigger actuators are slightly different on the back paddles than what you would find on the Scuff. I will note that they feel a lot less likely to wear out. That's something that happened to me with the Scuff controllers. I would use the crouch a lot on this controller and it eventually wore out and became non-responsive. This paddle right here on my Scuff doesn't even work, and the actuators are so similar that it makes me worry that this paddle eventually one of them is going to stop working. Realistically, I've been using the controller coming up on a month. I haven't been gaming extremely heavily, but I do game enough to where I feel like if it's gonna wear out, I'll be able to update you with a video on whether or not these trigger actuators for the paddles are good or not. When this controller comes to you, it comes in a handy dandy case and they give you a 5% discount code. So anybody who's gonna buy an AIM controller, just use that AIM code. That's literally the code, AIM. You can get you a 5% discount, and they came with a printed out instruction on how to use the remapping, which the remapping is really simple, and it does work. I tested that. Now that's interesting because the way Scuff does their remapping is with a magnet. You slap the magnet on the back, hold down the trigger you want to remap, press the button you want to remap it with, and that's how that works. With the AIM controllers, you have to plug the USB into the controller, press and hold the touchpad for 4 seconds until the LED light will begin to slowly blink. You may release the touchpad button at this time. Press any of the PlayStation 4 buttons which you wish to remap, and then the LED light will blink, indicating the button press was registered. And that is when you can, if you wish, remap more buttons or go back to step 3, or otherwise go back to step 6. That's literally how it's worded. And once you are done remapping, press the touchpad, do not hold. The slow blink will stop. You can remap up to 12 buttons. The greatest feature about this controller is that it has a warranty. Unlike Scuff, which was like no warranty. There was like I believe a 30-day warranty. I could be wrong. It was like a 30-day warranty where I could send it back if it was not operating properly. This comes with a 6-month warranty, which means they definitely have tested their products a bit and they're confident that it's going to keep working, which my Scuff stopped working pretty quickly. Some of the triggers stopped working. It wasn't fun for me. The great thing about it, I love to mention this type of thing, is their little warranty void. If removed, this sticker just is coming off all by itself. So maybe AIM, you would like to use some better glue there. That might be wise. The buttons here for your joysticks are removed when it comes to you, and it's cool because they just pop right in, and yes, they stay in. They don't fall out very easily. Oh god, can I get it back in? Oh snap. They stay in very well. I haven't had them come out on me for no reason. They are using genuine Sony controllers. They're not using cheap knockoffs and modding them. This is a genuine PlayStation 4 Sony controller. That's definitely a very key point. At one point in time, Scuff was using knockoff controllers, modding them and sending them to you and charging you $200 or better for a knockoff controller. AIM is using genuines and Scuff has gone to using genuines because they've been losing a lot of their client base with the heavy competition. Smart triggers. Very sensitive little triggers, and they click very easily. Can you hear that? Yeah, you should be able to hear that. They're very easy to click and they are very sensitive and they work very well. If you hold them, they continue to shoot or fire whatever you're doing in the game that requires that trigger to be pressed. And if you just want to do rapid clicks, yeah, they work really well. I did not get the smart bumpers. I didn't find that to be a necessity, and I assumed that they would be the same little quick click that triggers in the back have. Bumpers click very quickly anyways. A lot of people who play on PlayStation 4, they switch out these back triggers for the bumpers in the front because it's a quicker click and they feel like they're getting that actuated faster. I'm almost worried that at some point, if I'm too rough with them, I'm gonna break them. But I haven't had any issues with this controller. No funky, wonky, weird stuff at all. Unlike when I first got my Scuff, this has been a reliable controller. Yeah, the update video will definitely be coming on this. If I have any issues at all, there will be an update. I will keep you guys informed. The grip is decent, and I would like to put some control freaks on it, not to increase the height, but just to get a better grip on the actual joysticks themselves. All the buttons worked flawlessly. Everything about it seemed very professional. It was not crummy or weird. It was well built. There will be a link to their website down below. It does not mean that I'm sponsored by them. That is just for you to be able to go check them out. They are an international company, so they do operate like way out in Europe, way out in the US. They're pretty much everywhere doing the damn thing. I hope that this review has helped you in your decision-making process. I know there were some people who commented on my previous videos and wanted to see a review of this controller. Up next is going to be a review of this white, beautiful, standard Sony PlayStation controller that I am sending off to BattleBeaver. BattleBeaver is going to be modding this thing up, and I like the idea of the BattleBeaver controller because they actually use buttons. Just like your standard buttons here, it's what it's going to be for your paddles in the back, except for there'll be no paddles. There'll be buttons. Doesn't that make sense, guys? I think that makes a lot of sense to just have buttons back here. I doubt they'd ever wear out because hopefully they're going to use the same mechanism here that never wears out. The buttons always work perfectly on these Sony controllers. So if they're using the same mechanism, oh man, BattleBeaverCustoms could be having something that I'm never going to want to let go of. So I'll be sending off that standard PlayStation controller to BattleBeaver, so look out for that video coming up. As always, if you can, the amount of love and support that I've been seeing in the channel is amazing. Y'all's comments, sharing the video, subscribing, joining the family, and just liking the video. It's been awesome. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate you. You make everything that I do worthwhile. If you have any questions about this controller, please let me know in the comments below and I will get back to you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.